Let's turn this upbeat passage into a dystopian story, and then I'll show you how I did it. It's a sneak peek at what you'll have available soon as a Chibi user. I'm going to click right here. I'm going to choose Tone Shift, and I'm going to pick one of my snippets called Dystopian and run it. What's going on in the background is Chibi's doing some analyzing of the original content, planning out the strategy for how he's going to change it to a dystopian story, and now he's writing the dystopian version of this. In the depths of Tokyo's metropolis, where neon lights cast an eerie glow, the craving for a steaming bowl of ramen becomes an inescapable necessity for those trapped within the city's oppressive grasp. The experience of consuming noodles in a crowded, steam-filled shop, surrounded by the constant hum of surveillance and the monotone sounds of cooking and hushed conversation, serves as a bleak reminder of the city's dystopian food culture. As you can see, it's a quite dystopian version of the original text. We'll go ahead and go back. This is the upbeat original passage. And now I'm just going to show you real quick what we did to make this happen. The new thing that we're working on here in Chibi is something that we're calling action presets. So I'm going to go into my actions. I'm going to go into testing. This is a new action group that I've created. And I'm going to go to install preset. Right now, the only one that's in here, because this is in development, is called Tone Shift. If I click right here, I can actually see some helpful information on using this. But for now, I'm just going to click here, which installs Tone Shift into my Actions Toolkit. We get a message here that says review the AI models used, swap as you wish, and remember that you're free to change the action to better suit your needs. This is written this way because now that I've installed this preset, this action is essentially mine. I can click it, open it up. I can go through each of the steps, look through and see what the prompts are. I can click here to look at the settings and the model that is being used. In this case, it's Llama 3.2 11 billion. It's one of the new Meta Llama models. And in this step, we're going to take a peek, and it's using the 90 billion. When you install the action preset, it might have different models because it depends on the types of models that you have available to you that are installed in your account. And that's why you see the message at the beginning there that popped up that says swap the models. And you can adjust them to use whatever models that you prefer. Right now, I'm just using Llama 3.2, but you could use Claude 3.5, OpenAI's GPT-4o, or even o1 if you want to. But after you have this action installed, it is yours to use as you see fit. If you need to change the prompts or add steps, change up everything, no matter what you want to do, it's all yours. Chibi is not a black box in that way. You get to take advantage of our state-of-the-art, research-backed prompts that are peer-reviewed and tested for incredible results. But when we say best, best is something that is different for each of us. And we can't make action presets that are perfect for every single user. Everybody has a different need. So after you've installed it, if it doesn't do precisely what you want it to do, you can change it up any way you want. When you make changes to this, you're making changes to your installed copy. You're not making any changes to the preset itself, so don't worry about that. If you ever feel like you need to go back, you can go right back into the presets and install it again, and you get the original version. You can have multiple versions of it even. If you feel like you've got tone shifts that you might want to do in different ways, you can create your own using our preset as the baseline. If I just take a peek in here, the first thing we're doing is asking for a tone. That's that pop-up that you saw at the beginning. Next, Chibi's going to analyze based off of a bunch of types of prompting techniques that we've implemented here. The goal is not to rewrite the passage yet. It's to come up with a strategy that it's going to use. And then we do the actual writing of the final version. By doing this, we're actually able to take advantage of something that's pretty powerful, pretty unique capability of Chibi is if we can break things down into these steps like this, we can kind of eke more power out of smaller models even. and get some really great results from the smaller, faster, cheaper open source models, which also have the ability to write about things that maybe some of the larger models like OpenAI's and Anthropic's Claude, they might moderate. So, for instance, if you're writing about a crime scene in a fiction novel, sometimes those models might have moderation that prevent you from having violence or something in your prompts, whereas the llama models would allow it. So you can take advantage of that with Chibi by using the combination of things that work well for you. And just one more thing to show off here. This preset is based on the selection. So if we look here, we can come up here and we can see that the passage is working on is selection. So I can select a paragraph, I can select entire passages to run this preset on, and this will shift the tone of a passage. And we'll do this one more time here. Let's go ahead and select this. Since I have this, not this one, but the one that I have here, I have tone shift favorited. That's why I'm able to see it here. So if I select this passage, click here and do tone shift like you saw earlier. Now we have different ways of doing things. You don't have to pick from a snippet. Actually, real quick, let me just show you that in our snippets library, we also have presets, and we have a ton of different presets that if you want to do translation or if you want to use Gutenberg authors, elements of eloquence, we have different types of tones, complex emotions like nostalgic and reflective, sarcastic, sentimental, just all kinds of different things that are available. And one more thing about this is there's actually something really nice about this. Let's talk about experimental, for instance. One thing that we might do if we're trying to ask the AI to write in an experimental way, we might just literally say that, right? Like write in an experimental tone or experimental style or something, right? But what this will allow you to do is it says use experimental techniques, challenge the conventional narrative structures, language, or style, incorporating unique or unconventional techniques to convey meaning or emotion. All of this description can be used. And the nice thing about this is that you might not have thought to write all that in to describe experimental to the AI, right? So let's try and use that. If we go into here, we run our tone shift and come up here and let's pick experimental, which puts all that stuff in there, and let's run it. Chibi is going back, he's analyzing everything, but this time he's analyzing from this new tone, a new style that we're looking at, and now he's creating the results. As the neon lights congeal into a sticky, sweet haze, the city's hunger becomes a palpable, insatiable thing. In the crowded, steam-filled shop, the slurping of noodles becomes a primal, almost forgotten ritual, a shared secret among the city's denizens. The air is heavy with the scent of pork and chicken, a noxious, intoxicating aroma that draws you in and refusing to let you go. And then the broth, a rich, velvety darkness that envelops the senses, and the noodles, a tangled, serpentine mess of flavors and textures. That's pretty cool. The really nice thing about this action is the experimentation that you can do. And I can't wait till our action presets are available to you. We're going to have several different tools at launch for these presets that I think you're going to find very interesting. If you have any questions or comments about this, please leave them below. Be glad to answer them for you. And also hit up the Chibi community if you're interested in this more. We're sharing sneak peeks and things there. And if you're not a Chibi user, start your 3-day free trial. No credit card required. And I hope that you can take advantage of this and learn more about what Chibi has to offer. And of course, if you have any questions about that too, feel free to ask. Be glad to help. And hopefully see you on the inside. And until next time, take care.